Hello, what's up, everybody, and welcome back. I am Malcolm from Malcolm&Mary, and this is the HIGH-5 podcast after dark. Today, special episode for you all. We're going to be talking about a Headstash. For those who are unfamiliar, the Headstash is going to be our private reserve, things that bartenders and people in the society and community keep to themselves. These are things we might not bring out. These are things you may not ever see us smoke. These are things you may not even get the chance to even know that we have. Just some nice things of our private stash and some things we think so highly of, even though they might not be on the shelves today, just something to keep an eye out for in the near future. I'm here with my colleagues. Thank you all. As always, we appreciate you on this lovely evening. And I'm going to get started with you all. Miss Wendy, what do we have you enjoying tonight for the Headstash episode? What's one of your favorite items at the moment?
Well, gosh, the dessert dabs. I hate to jump on bandwagons. Granted, I love Effie. I love this stuff. I can't get enough of it. Like, it's hard for me to go back to things now that aren't nearly as flavorful.
Nice. And it definitely is. They've got, and Effie knows it, you know what I'm saying? The brand ambassadors for Major League Marijuana and their work staff, they're confident in their product and they understand, they know that they've got a wonderful recipe and some awesome professionals running those machines, as we spoke about on that episode.
Yeah.
So no surprise and no bandwagon. You are not alone. There are so many people who are by trial and through fire. They know that is a great product, reliable, awesome.
They haven't let me down.
Right. And we're still waiting on more of those, Miss Effie. Pretty, please. We would love to have some more back in on the shelves. Thank y'all. We appreciate you. Big shout out to Major League Marijuana. Big shout out to Dessert Dabs and Zaza Dabs. We're out of Zaza Dabs as well. So yeah, we could jump on that. We'd appreciate it. And smell like love.
It's so wonderful.
Now, what did you say last time? Does that smell like pear or no?
It has a very faint scent. It's like a very secondary scent of pear. It smells primarily of pine.
Okay.
But when I dab it at low temp, that pear flavor really comes out.
Pops out. Okay.
And that's what I'm gonna do.
Hell yeah. Okay. Now, Chuck Light, what have we got you enjoying over there? And what is I see you smoking out the glass. What kind of glass is that?
Just a regular bong, no brand, no name.
Nice. Okay. Heck yeah.
Bam.
Ooh.
Bam.
Nice.
The most authentic cheese in the entire game.
Wow. Show him the tag. Now, for the people who don't know, tell them about that backstory, Chuck.
Hey, I took a nug of Budco cheese, took it to my tattoo artist, let her get creative with it, and we got it.
Nice. Heck yeah.
My love for cheese runs deep.
That's very nice.
It does run deep. And I love that, Chuck. When you told me that was actually cheese on your arm, I knew it was weed. When you told me that was a nug of cheese, I was like, damn. Like, I don't have a nug of Hindu Kush on my arm. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's pretty awesome. That's pretty rock star of you.
Yeah, it means a lot to me, man.
Yeah. And cheese is one of those undeniable highs. You could tell right away from the smell if it's real cheese or not. There are many people that try to run cheese and it only comes out being like 10% cheesy, or it comes out more potato-y than it does cheesy. But real great cheese, you know what I'm saying, that euphoric body high, uplifting, giggly, happy is so hard to not enjoy. I think it gets overlooked. It's one of the most overlooked strains, but it's like, as far as reliability, if you can smell it and you know it smells like poop or cheese, that is about to be such a great experience. So it's literally never let me down. Smelling that has never let me down, ever. And I think that's just a body type kind of thing. You know, we are birds of a feather, Chuck. I love me some cheese. How smooth is that cheese, though, from Budco? Scale
So
of 1 through 10.
smooth.
So
So
smooth?
smooth. Let me tell you when I got this cheese, right? The harvest date on this is August 12th, 2018.
Right.
Now, mind you, I got this Bovetta humidity packet in here,
Yep. Yep.
and it's been in there. I haven't opened it really. I saved this for special occasions.
Yep.
It-
Headstash.
It's still soft. It's still fluffy. The trichomes are still milky white. It stinks like a blend of like mature sharp cheddar, some smoked Gouda, and that like funkiness of Parmesan all mixed together.
Okay. Okay. I
Mhm.
like that.
Now I want a
definitely like the sound of
sandwich.
Yeah, you want a sandwich? Hey.
This grilled cheese sandwich sounds so good right
it.
now.
Oh my goodness.
We
Okay,
ain't
Wendy.
even lit
So
yet.
okay, so side story, Wendy. I have to make you grilled cheese one day. In the shop when we do it. I have a special grilled cheese that we make with a waffle iron and tater tots. And it is so guilty pleasure amazing. Like it's ridiculous. So ridiculous.
How about that?
Yeah, so good. Don't worry, I'm gonna surprise you one day. Don't worry, I'm just gonna bring it. I'm not gonna say anything.
Okay.
I'm just like knock, 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 ding. I'm just gonna drop it. I'm gonna sprint out.
Malcolm, I gotta know. Are
Yes.
you making this grilled cheese on a waffle?
No, I am making. So what
Oh.
I do is I take tater tots, press them in a waffle iron on each side. And then once the tater tots have cooked like halfway, they take on the shape of a waffle. And then once you lift it, you sprinkle the cheese on the inside, then close it again, and the cheese sticks both sides together of the tater tots. But now you're getting like, instead of bread, you have a French fry bread. And like it's just it's cheating. It's genuinely cheating, and it's insane. It's so
I
good.
love it.
It's so good. Like and it's quick, like 5 minutes. It takes like literally less than 5 minutes to make one. They're so quick. That's the scary part, because then you eat 12 of them and it's only been a half hour. So
Yeah, no, I do that with peanut butter and jelly quesadillas. That's just
oh,
wild.
you do that too?
I do
Yeah,
that
that's
also.
wild.
That is the best. Let me tell you something. Broke people food, buy 30 tortillas. A stack of tortillas will never amount to bread, ever. That is the best cheat code in the game. Buy tortillas and use that as your bread. I promise you, you will not miss it. I promise
And
you.
it's
You
so
won't miss it.
easy to make at like 3 o'clock in the morning.
Yep.
When you just woke up and you're starving.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. It's funny. And I told somebody about that. I think it was Anna, and she was like, "Boy, you eating quesadillas with peanut butter and cheese?" And I said, "Absolutely, absolutely." I got tortillas, whether they're corn or flour. The corn ones taste a little nar. Those taste different with peanut butter and jelly, I will admit. But the flour ones are more expensive. So if you genuinely are broke and you need like something to last you a long time, tortillas, man. Substitute tortillas for your bread and you will not be disappointed. Also, you can just do one tortilla peanut butter and jellies, tortilla one side or one half, peanut butter the other. I'm sorry, tortilla one side. Am I high yet or not? Tortilla jelly on one side, peanut butter on the other half, and then close it like a little envelope and just eat a little tiny one. To be completely honest, you're going to get tired of making them before you actually get full. And that's going to stop you from being hungry.
Well, tortillas are less carbs than bread anyway.
And see, Kanye's workout plan. I said it's Wendy's HIGH-5 plan. Okay, now, as I jump to mine, thank you, Chuck and Wendy. We're going to be checking out the gelato cake from Royal Tree. Now, this is something that came out quite some time ago. I did start rolling it up already, so you can't quite see it as much as I might like you to, but it's super frosted. The texture on it's literally perfect. Everything about it I enjoy. I have had this before. Of course, it's in my Headstash. I have never tasted anything this strawberry before. I noted that it was so strawberry I was waiting for vanilla icing the last time I tried this. I was upset that I didn't taste vanilla icing after each hit because it was so strawberry cake. It has been some time. The harvest date on this bad boy is May 18th, 2020. So it hasn't been too long, but it's been a little bit of time. But to be completely honest, like Chuck said, with proper storage of anything, and this is the definition of a head stash. A head stash is something that you don't touch all the time. That would make it a head stash. That would make it something that is just a regular buy and grab, you know what I'm saying, which we are doing every day anyway. So yeah, I just like to keep it in a cool, dark place, sealed up, you know what I mean, mason jar if you can. If it's a smaller amount, that's fine. The Bovita humidifier packs, those definitely do work well. And they let you know when it's time to replace them. They will dry out, or they'll be, you know, super wrinkly, or, you know, sometimes they even, you know, I've seen them leak a little bit with the little granules on the inside. But yeah, dude, flour, I feel like, has a shelf life of 2 to 3 years, to be completely honest. I know some people are like bleeding out their ears as they hear me say that, but to like, dude, like, flour is a dry cured herb. Like, I get it. It's losing potency, sure. And it's translating over to CBN, and it's becoming a little bit more drowsy sometimes, sure. But I've smoked weed that's 3 years old and still hits me like it hit me the very first time. So for all those people who are being very picky about harvest dates and things like that, like, you do you, but I'll be the first person to let you know, like, flour is great. And I'm not going to turn a blind eye just because something, you know, might be right for me, just even though it's older. You know what I'm saying? I don't think that's fair. You know what I'm saying? But okay. But yeah. And also, I just wanted to get some feedback from you all. When it comes to your head stash, what are some things you do to prolong the longevity? How do you maintain the longevity of your product when it comes to smoking it all? These are some of our favorites. So what is something you do to try and, like, I'm not gonna smoke all this? Like, how do you maintain? What do you do to keep up with not smoking it necessarily?
I can't. I don't. That's why I honestly, like, my favorite strain in the world is God's Gift.
It is.
And it's almost never in the shop. And so I almost never have any, because I get it and I'll get a large quantity and I'll just smoke that until it's gone. I'm kind of a smoking them if you gotta kind of girl.
Okay.
And especially the things that I like, I will smoke over, you know, things that are like, you know, meh, you know, if I rated a 5 out of 10 or under, I put it in a separate jar that I keep in case of emergency kind of jar.
Right. Right. Okay.
I call it the bastard jar.
You bastard. No.
But the good stuff, I always go through it first. I really, you know, I like a variety, so I'm okay, you know, with running out of something. I'll find something else that I like.
Right.
But I don't have any self-control.
And Wendy, that's okay, because remember, practice makes perfect, but in this realm, we are very spoiled.
Yeah.
So it is also Delectable Dabs put out a God's Gift. I don't know if you saw it, but there is a version of God's Gift, Delectable Dabs, right now.
Okay.
Yeah, fifth or in the budget tier. So
Gotcha.
Right. I that just came to me. They dropped that yesterday, as a matter of fact, and we have quite a few left.
Well,
so,
I will say that not all God's gifts are the same.
Not all God's gifts are equal. I would have to agree.
So I can't afford to be picky. So I might try that. I'm leery of, I've never heard of I'm not in the shop on a regular basis, so I'm not familiar with that brand. What are you doing with the scissors?
I promise I'm poking
scissors.
Because I like to use the scissors because I'm going to end up cutting this extra paper. That's
okay. I thought you were. I am also high.
No, I'm not taking high temp dabs with scissors.
Just doing hash hits.
Yeah. He's got his hot plate there just out of frame.
That would be gnarly. That's a gnarly knife bit. That's funny.
I haven't
Knife
even
with
smoked a
scissors.
full gram, and I'm ripped right now. This is
Off the
weak.
cheese?
Yeah, this is weak sauce. I don't like this. I'm mad.
What do you mean? No, it's a great thing. It's a beautiful thing. It's
No,
a good
man,
thing.
there's like 3 of both of you, and it's like it's so hard to focus my eyes right now. This is
Chuck, when is it? When is the? He's silly. When is the last?
Just,
when is the?
God
when is
forbid
the
he gets
last time we had-
Snapchat filters.
Look. When is the last time we had that cheese in?
man, I don't even.
We get it in
Had to be at
pre-rolls.
least 6 to 8 months.
We get it in pre-rolls, but we don't get the flour.
We get the flour, but it sells out in like a day or two. Like what Gelato 33 is, I made cheese that. Like I got people that they know this shit and they're seeing it at 18%. And they're like, I still want that.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like Chuck knows cheese, and it's like, all right, yeah. No,
Yeah.
but it's 6 to 8 months. We don't see it super often. So like if you do see it, pick up a quarter right off the bat, because don't even waste the time with a gram. You're gonna love it so much. You're gonna fly
Chuck
through
might
the
arm wrestle you for it.
Right.
Mine's been working,
look,
baby.
Get
Hey.
ready. I love that. Okay, and yeah, big shout out to Budco. Pretty please. Can we get some more of that cheese in Budco? Big shout out to Budco Farms doing awesome things. We love the cheese. We got it in pre-rolls many times. People went crazy over the pre-rolls. So I would love to see it in the shelf. They gave us the Cheese Walker, was phenomenal. I love that. But it was a lot more floral than it was the cheese because of the Skywalker. You know what I mean? It was definitely Skywalker dominant. So Budco, personally, and for Chuck, and for HIGH-5, we would love to see some more of that cheese come in. And I hope it's something they haven't discontinued. You know what I mean? They couldn't have discontinued it if they're crossing it. You know what I mean? It's still releasing. And like I said, we've gotten it in the pre-rolls. So I would love to see some more of that. Okay. But so far, Chuck, you getting that body euphoria from that cheese yet?
I mean, a lot of it is very mental, like right off the bat. Like
mental, like now I'm thinking about my day. Mental,
eyelid dropper, thought process slowed down, focus just gone. Yeah, now I feel pretty chill, body's all loose.
But you're good, you're happy, you feel good.
Oh, for sure.
Okay. Okay, good. I can definitely hear the sedation. I can hear you relaxed in your voice, which is awesome. And the flavor. So now, how would you say the flavor translates? Do you think that, because to me, when I smell strains, I smell like skunk. And when I smell strains, I smell like poop. Or when I smell strains, I smell like cheese. They don't taste that way.
You smell that poop?
Yeah, right. Cannabis doesn't necessarily directly translate from scent to flavor. So how does that flavor hit you? What would you say?
%65% cheesy, and the rest of the way is like skunk.
Okay. What kind of cheese, though? Is this a cheddar? Is this a white cheddar? Is it a popcorn cheddar cheese? Is it a Cheez-It cheese? Is it a funky, skunky blue cheese?
It's a mature sharp.
Mature sharp cheddar. Taste or smell?
Smell.
What is the taste? That's what I need to know. If you got to take another hit, do it up. Because it's hard to put your finger on it. It's very difficult to put your finger on cheese, scent, flavor profiles.
I mean, I guess I guess the people that don't smoke weed, this would just straight up smell like poop. Straight up.
Probably.
Yeah.
So ready for me. I feel like when there's something that smells like cheese, it usually, depending on what kind of cheese, hundreds of different cheese smells and tastes. Usually, though, generally in a spectrum, broad spectrum, it's something that is way more. How should I say? It's earthy. Earthy is a very good word that you could use for it. Definitely notes of wood. I don't think smoking any plant would necessarily give you notes of some type of wood, but it's that earthy, woody, and then usually like a wheat, like it's trying to be a food flavor, but it's not quite there yet. So like I think of like grain or like wheat or like something that's a lighter flavor profile, maybe that can then like with the earthiness be pushed to a more cheese flavor profile. You know what I'm saying? I think it really has to do with a combination of the flavor, but nevertheless, something that you should seek out. If people have not tried the strain cheese, get it. I agree with Chuck 1,000,000,000%. Grab that.
I think I got it.
It's worth it.
I think I got it. It's definitely like mature sharp cheddar, smoked Gouda, and it's kind of got like that. You know how goat cheese kind of has like a tanginess to it?
Yep.
It's like
a little sour.
Kind of sweet, but it's kind of funky, and you can't really.
Yeah. I know, Chuck. I understand. a little sour, a little sourness, almost like
bad milk.
Yeah. Yes. Like a rottenness, almost.
Right.
Like a sour. Yeah. Like dairy going sour. Absolutely.
But you kind of want to keep smelling it for some reason.
Yes. Aromatherapy. Tis a thing. Our aromatherapy just so happens to be rotting milk and bad goat cheese. There you go. Although I feel as though if I was in a goat cheese factory and there was bad goat cheese, I wouldn't have the same appreciation. Okay. But Miss Wendy, how has the high of the dessert dabs progressed so far? Are you still smoking dessert dabs?
I decided to switch over. I've ground up some of the Divine Kush Breath from Scored.
Ooh, nice.
Yeah.
I remember how that went.
Yeah. Scored is one of those brands that if I am treating myself, I go for Scored.
Okay.
Yo. Wendy, did you get any of this sexy little beast here?
Which is that?
The Dawn Mega from Tilted.
No.
Oh my God, so good. I'll save you some of this. Like, it's a punch to the nose.
Yeah.
Really?
Like, bah!
What's the flavor on it?
Excuse me.
It's straight up like, it's just like the flower, man. It's just kind of like pungent and cushy. Like, wow. Kind of like Primus, but kind of not like Primus. Primus adjacent. Less ammonia, for sure. Oh my. I gotta take a dab of this.
You gotta do it.
Shout out to Tilted. Get that in the stash.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I should pick some of that up.
Yeah, it looks really good. Is that more of a rocks and sauce consistency?
You know, a lot of the ones in the batch kind of look like they had a clumpy honey crystal look to them. But I got this one because the bottom looked perfect and it was just super saucy. Like
saucy.
Yeah. Saucy. Wendy, you already know my seahorse is about to tear this up real quick.
Right.
Seahorse. And as I'm cheaping on this gelato cake from Royal Tree, like
that's a good one.
Dude, the flavor is still so strawberry. It's awesome, even though it's from May. phenomenal. And just so smooth, but it's potent, but it's smooth. I always say that like potency comes from, you can always tell the difference between potent smoke and harsh smoke. Harsh smoke burns on the way in and the way down, and that's what makes you cough. Potency, if it's done right, goes in completely fine. And then you go to get it out. And once it's out, your lungs feel like they still have 20 pounds of smoke left inside. You're like, wait a minute, I just witnessed with my eyes me blow all this out. How am I still dying? So it's like it really affects that cilia. And I think when it's super potent, it also relaxes the muscles and the cilia in your lungs. So that kind of limits the capacity in which you can hold in smoke as well. Like OG Kush or a good like Kush strain, the heavier Kush strain, they just sit on you. You know what I'm saying? They literally sit.
Those are my favorite.
Literally. And the thing is, people are like, oh my God, 10 pounds sitting on your chest and you can't breathe. You like that? And it's like, because I know what I'm in for after that. You know what I mean? I know what that means. It's a telltale sign. Somebody used to tell me, if you ain't choking, you ain't smoking. That little term from the little ghetto. But the difference is sometimes that can be incorrect because it could just be harsh. You know what I'm saying? You got to know the difference between potent and harsh. You know what I'm saying? Because you could be smoking some trash, harsh weed and be like, I'm chiefing up because I'm coughing. Like, no, sir. But yeah, the high so far, very social, incredibly social. I remember why I like this one so much. Things that have more of that strawberry kind of apple, you know what I'm saying, kind of taste and smell definitely make me more engaged. Feel like rambling a lot, but nevertheless, back to this podcast. Miss Wendy, oh, she's taking a hit. She's like, I'm busy. Okay, we'll wait to go to Miss Wendy. But one thing also I will say about Royal Tree, white ashes, as I was trying to show you guys in the screen. And Royal Tree really hasn't let me down ever. They've been so amazing, so so consistent. I also haven't really tried anything I don't think I wouldn't be in love with from them. I like their genetic choices. You know what I'm saying? I like what they choose to grow. There are a couple of sativas I haven't tried from them just because I'm not that fond of more tangerine or, you know, lemon smelling things. But I genuinely enjoy the flower and they just get it right. And it burns so well, burns so slow, burns so smooth. Big shout out to Royal Tree. They do a great job. When you see this, grab it. You should grab this. And they are small batch and hand trimmed, as you can see. So a lot of the times we don't get the same thing from them, which is kind of the sad part because I haven't seen this again since I bought it. But hopefully we can get some more of that. Thank you, Royal Tree. I need 9,000 of these, that's for sure. Actually, the bigger size, this was a grant. I need 10,000 of the 8s. All right, now Miss Wendy, how did that feel? It looked amazing.
Like you said about that Kush weight on your chest. I love that feeling.
Yes. Yes.
It's not a throat irritation, but
No.
just heavy in the lungs. And I love that feeling. And that's why 9 times out of 10, if it's got Kush in the name, I'm gonna try it. Oh, and I'm feeling, bless you.
Thank you.
I'm feeling relief going, you know, across my shoulders, down my back, relaxing more.
Okay.
You know, and part of that too is the dessert dab I just took. So this isn't a real proper review, but I'm feeling damn good.
Yeah,
Darn
but it
good.
is though. But
Yeah.
it is though, because they could get a white Pear dessert dab and go ahead and grab them. What was that you smoked again? One more time? The
Divine Kush breath.
from Scored. And we got
Yeah.
some Scored on the shelf right now, as a matter of fact, I believe. So big shout out to Scored. It's not the Kush breath, but it is the sorry, I think Animal Cocktail, which we've been getting a lot, I feel like it is. And there's another one, I can't remember the name of it. Big shout out to Score though. And then Miss Wendy, would you say that this entourage is something you plan on maybe doing again, if possible? Entourages are difficult because you may not have the two same things at the same time available.
Right.
You know what I mean?
I generally like to mix it up. Usually I come home and we'll do some bong hits and then usually a dab just before I go to bed. That's kind of how my night usually progresses.
Okay. And this time, out of the glass, which you can find at
HIGH-5 Supply.
HIGH-5 Supply. Big shout out to HIGH-5 Supply. I didn't get a chance to do that all day. Where did you say they could find it at?
HIGH-5 Supply?
HIGH-5, it's HIGH-5. Lovely, thank you. And then, and also, was that special K glass?
No, this is crystal glass.
Nice.
I have several special K pieces. They're just still in storage.
You know, I'm upset I have to move because this entails moving glass, and I'm like paralyzed at the thought. I'm paralyzed at the thought. Every car ride, I don't have enough boxes, bubble wrap, or seat belts. Because
do you want to know a trick?
Yes.
Instead of worrying about bubble wrap, use your clothes like t-shirts and sweats and stuff, your soft clothes to wrap your pieces.
Or another thing,
And I always pack my pieces into suitcases.
in the glass shop, we have bags with foam on the inside, specifically for bongs and pipes.
He's got a lot of glass to move, though.
I do. I have over 42 pieces. I have a lot.
Looks like you're gonna need over 42 bags.
This.
I don't know that we have that many in stock.
Shout out HIGH-5 Supply. Malcolm needs 9,000 bags.
Yes. What's the name of that bag company? I need the big one. And anybody else watching this, if you have a big suitcase, especially for glass, holla at us. We need 10,000 of those, please. But I love the clothing idea. I've never heard of that. I've never even thought of that. I don't know why I haven't thought of that. But this is a little story time. I moved out here from Virginia after I went to college, and I didn't want to take I had a lot of pieces back then too. Malcolm King has a shopping addiction. I had many pieces back then, and that's when I first started smoking weed. Was in college. Shout out to everybody smoking weed in college. Love you all. I came out here, was like, okay, I have my best friend still there. I was like, dude, send me this. He's like, dude, I got you, no problem. I was like, just put it in the suit. I grabbed everything myself and put it in the suitcase and then left it there with him. He sent it out to me. I went to go pick it up. I had probably like 15, 16 pieces. Go to the leasing office. It has fragile written on the bag. I'm like, I'm so excited, you know what I'm saying, and grab it. And then as I go to open the door, I pick up the suitcase and all I hear is ding, ding. And I'm like, there should be no ding dings. It's bubble wrap. I was like, how could there be ding dings? I got back to my house. Every single piece was broken. And dude, it like shattered into pieces. You know what I mean? So it was heartbreaking because I had just got out here. It's finally, I'm in a legal state. Finally, my first thing I was looking forward to doing was going and smoking out of my glass. And it was all broken, but that's A-okay. My collection is back. I've bought many of the same. You guys remember my propeller perk, Wendy?
Yes.
Thursday for the glass episode. So one of those that broke, remember I told you I bought before. That was the second one.
Okay.
And I hadn't been able to find the yellow color anymore after that one. That's why this one is rainbow and the purple, the berry.
Yeah.
But
I
yeah,
can't tell you how many pieces I've lost, and they've all been tragic. But
Tragic.
I've really learned that nothing lasts forever.
This is very true. Not even our favorite Headstash.
Right.
This is true. Okay, but we're at 12:42. Perfect timing. We're going to do a roundup. Scale of 1 through 10. Would you buy this again? And do you want to finally see it come back? I'm going to start it off with you, Chuck. Scale of 1 through 10. Would you buy that again after tonight's experience? It's been over a year.
Always. 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 Yes. I want more cheese.
We're going to have to start calling you Chuck E. Cheese.
No, don't do that.
That was so good. That was so good.
Don't do
No,
that.
don't do that.
Chuck E.
Don't do
Cheese.
that.
So Chuck E. Cheese. Would you say that you would like it to come back on the floor sometime soon? Is there?
I never wanted to leave.
There you go. Deal. Budco, please sign us up. Let me get that. What can we start doing that? Can we have partnerships? I'll always keep it on our shelves if you just give it to us. No, I'm kidding. Miss Wendy. Okay. Scale of 1 through. Thank you, Chuck. Scale of 1 through 10. Would you buy that again? Go.
Absolutely. Yeah.
yeah.
I mean, like I said, with Scored, it's something that I treat myself to. It not something that I would seek out, but if I'm looking for something really sweet, yeah, it's a really great high.
Okay, ready?
Yep.
Would you buy this over a new Scored or other Scored strains if those were available as well? That's more the question, because this is our Headstash. So it's like, Of course we would buy that again. It's not. I just realized that doesn't really make sense. I'm high, but yeah.
I mean, they've never let me down. So I would be confident in trying something new. I guess it would come down to what it looks like. I mean, this looks good. This looks perfectly fine. But if they had something come in that was like dark purple, I'd be all over that.
Okay.
I love purple strains.
Oh yeah. Be careful, Miss Wendy. Some growers shock the grow room just to change the color by dropping the temperature. However, and sometimes I also feel like when they do that, it's easy to tell how they burn when you roll them. In particular, a lot of very, very purple strains don't burn well. And I feel like that's because that something with the chlorophyll, I feel like it really messes with it. If you're bonging it, perfectly fine. But I feel like if you're rolling it, I could easily tell. Purple Hindu Kush, prime example of one that is not the case. Because naturally it's that purple,
right,
you know what I'm saying? So it burns that purple. And even though Purple Hindu Kush is purple, it's actually green as well. It's more blue and green than it is really purple. Some batches are super purple though.
And I can't remember what strain it was or who it was from, but I did recall getting a very purple strain of something that was just so harsh that it ruined the experience for me. I have such a hard time remembering.
Walden has a strain on the floor right now called darn it. Chuck, what is that?
Pluto. It's a planet.
Pluto. Yes, it's a planet. Yes, Pluto. And Wendy, it is literally purple. Completely. It looks more of a waxy texture, like a typical Hindu Kush. We can't quite find out the genetics on it. Brian had it on the podcast, as a matter of fact.
Right. I recall that.
Yeah. That one is like purple black. So that might catch your interest. I'm not quite sure.
Top Cut has had some nice purple buds before.
Oh my
that
God,
I liked.
the fronts.
Yeah.
Although the last couple haven't had that same aesthetic.
Huh?
Weird.
The last couple batches of runs haven't had
same
aesthetic.
They've been really light.
Please, Top Cut. We would love to see the runts back in. We have a bunch of different other companies now doing it. And I would love to see how they compare. I would love to do a podcast comparing all of the runs and having Top Cut put their best foot forward runts out there. And South Canada, if you could grow a runt, cool. Look at Miss Wendy. Look at Miss Wendy. Or if Mountain Baker did runs, bruh. If Mountain Baker did runs, that would be crazy. That would be insane. So fire. Okay, but it seems as though we've come to the end. Thank you all for coming out and partying with us. All my colleagues, as always, a blast. Remember to stay high and humble, and we will see you all next time.